Doing this one thing will really open your eyes as to how screwed up things are and will make you wonder what in the hell is going on with my inventory. So I'm going to tell you all about that on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go.
The following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the channel. I may look tired, I may sound tired. That's because I am tired. I stayed up until about 1 something in the morning doing something that I didn't think was going to take so long, but I'm glad that I did, because not only did it free up space for my racks, my inventory system, but it really allowed me to reclaim this inventory, which was, for the most part, if this happens to you, it's lost inventory until you find it again, until you figure out where it's at. It's just like an item in your death pile. If you have items that are sitting on your rack because they're not listed, well, it does nobody any good. And this is why we should be doing maintenance to our account. Checking your account, make sure that it's free of errors, your listings, right? But also do this like every 6 months, like maybe in the spring or in the fall, and just to check to see how many items you have that are sitting without being listed. And I don't know why this is. eBay, uh, for whatever reason, takes down some of the old stale listings, right? So we try to do the nuclear reset or the end item sell similar process so that these items aren't appearing to eBay to be old and stale, even though some of these items I think I've had for like 2 to 3 years. Not all of them, but some of them. But it's still inventory nonetheless, and there's still value to someone nonetheless. And as I'm going to show you here, I went through, took me about 3 hours. Now I have about 450 items between two stores. Now you might have a lot more work to do or a lot less work to do. Now, depending on how big of a store you have and the last time you've even bothered to look at your inventory, you could have anywhere from maybe one or two all the way up to hundreds. I've done this before where I had 70 unique items, and as I'm going to show you here right now, I had quite a bit. There's over 70 items, but there's like one with a bunch of the same SKU. So I'll count that still as one item. So we're talking at least like 20, 30 items for a 200, well, 450 items between both stores. And that makes up about what, 5%? Yeah, I think about 5% of my merchandise was not even listed. So I think, again, your results will vary. So don't go through this whole process and get mad if you don't find anything. But I got to tell you, for most people, this is happening to most people. eBay tinkers with our account throughout the year, right? Glitches happen throughout the year, and listings just don't get renewed, or listings will get deleted. And what happens to our merchandise? Well, it's still there. And I'm glad I took the time to do this, even though I'm tired as hell. But sometimes you just have to do it, and I'll do it again next spring. But I want to show you exactly what I found last night. So this is what I came across last night. All these things, some caster wheels, gun lock, an AC remote, Kenmore filter, some sunglasses, and you guys remember these garage door openers that I picked up a bunch of last year. One of these I sold two of. Thought I had a third. There it is. Looks like toner, some baby stuff, a perfectly good Bluetooth karaoke system, and I don't know what that is. So this is what kept me up last night and was sitting on my racks this entire time. So what do you think? Now, I used to do this with, used to be a process that I'd have like the app open and I'd pull up the item and I'd try to find it, and that would just take too long. And I found this time that the best way to do it is to download your listings. I'll show you here in a minute how to do that. download your listings to an Excel file. And I don't know if that works for Google Sheets or Apple Numbers, but I use Microsoft Excel. And you got to have a little bit of knowledge, basic knowledge of Microsoft Excel to sort of format it down to where it can be printable to the page. And I'm not going to go through all that with you, but I'll at least show you how to find the file, the data that you can then work with here in a minute. But as you can see here, I'm going to show you here, there's just an old-fashioned way to do it. And to me, it's probably the best way that would allow you to take notes and to make changes. So I went to the old-fashioned paper and, well, highlighter, Sharpie, whatever. And I did one for each store. There's about 2 or 3 pages. Now, this is for a 225 item store and a 200 item store. So you're probably dealing with more pages in this, but I find that it's actually faster to do this through Excel and then print it out and just mark it as you go. Now, there's a few racks that I haven't done, but for the most part, I've been able to correct like locations of items and quantities of items. There's actually a few items that aren't in this pile because I was able to list them, found the listing, and just put them back up. The rest of it, I'm going to have to just either determine if it's worth putting in my stores at all, or listing them again. But it frees up space for the stuff that I am working on, and this is pretty much free merchandise that I can now list. Now, late last night, I put out a post, and I didn't think anyone would get this. And I asked simply, what is this stuff? Where did I get it from? And I offered a $20 gift card to somebody who can actually give me the answer. And I didn't think anyone was going to get the answer right, to be honest with you. But a Tumry Deep did get the answer right. And so Tumry Deep will then contact me, and we'll get them like a $20 gift card, which is why you should subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. So when I put out a random post every once in a while to make it fun, I'll offer, you know what, give me the answer, the correct answer, and maybe we'll do something with a gift card or something like that. You guys were absolutely extra generous. Didn't have to even do that, what you guys did on the live on Monday. So many super chats and so many memberships were given out that this is just a small way of making it fun and giving back to the community for interacting with what we're dealing with here. But you know what? It may sound like this was clickbaity title, getting free inventory and all that, but it is. I mean, think about it. If you never check your account at all to see if this is happening to you, then you pretty much have lost inventory. It's almost the same as if someone walked into your brick and mortar store and filled up their cart with merchandise and walked out behind your back. You have no clue that this happened. And unless you check your inventory, you have no clue how many items are sitting there and not attached to any listing and aren't going to sell anytime soon. So let's get over to the computer here, and I'm going to show you real quick how to download this file so that you can maybe print it out, find a format that's going to work for you, print it out, and then I would say sort it by your SKU. So hopefully you're actually putting something in your SKU field where you can maybe sort it by number, whatever, alphabetically, and then that's going to make it a lot easier to follow than trying to find an item randomly on a page somewhere. And that's kind of what I did. And thankfully, I didn't find anything that was missing. So like, for instance, there'll be a listing up and the item's gone. That happens sometimes. That didn't happen here, thankfully. And yeah, so that could happen to you as well. So let's get over to my computer, and I'm going to show you exactly how to download this file. Okay, so here I am in my seller hub. Now, the way you get your seller hub, for those of you who don't know, you simply go to my eBay, drop down to selling. Now, this is on the PC and the Mac. Not even going to try to tempt anything on the app because I'm not sure if it even exists. But now that I'm here in my seller hub, yes, I've got things I got to do this morning. Like I said, we're just doing this video before we finish our work from last night. But I want you to go to reports on the, you see this tab up here, this bar of different drop down menus. Go to reports and then downloads. Click on downloads. And I did this last night, but I'll do it again. Download report. And you're going to select report source. You want your listings. Select report type, all active listings, right? And then download. Now, nothing's going to pop up here. You'll see a little in progress thing here on the bottom left, and then it'll show a completed thing. And you can, I guess you can download here. It shows me at least that I have a download available on my browser. I'm using Chrome. So that is pretty much it. I didn't really get a chance to finish that part of the video. There's some glitches going on with my system that I need to deal with, but I think you guys get the point. It's not a hard thing to do, and you just got to make some kind of a system to put together that you do maybe at the very least once a year, but I like to do it twice a year because you don't want all this stuff sitting around and not getting sold. So that's it, guys. Get the free inventory. And yeah, it may be a little clickbaity, this title, but I really think there's a lot of sellers out there who are leaving money on the table because the stuff is just not up for sale. But developing a system and figuring all that out and actually doing it is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to do me a favor, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, hit the like button. You get the sale within the next 24 hours. And lastly, hit that notification bell so when I go live or do a fun little post like we did late last night, or just put out another video, you're going to be notified and you can be a part of it. Hopefully you guys can make the live on Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. But either way, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.